Hello, everyone. I don't know if anyone's in the chat. I need to see, but welcome. And welcome to my friends and family. Here is Oh, there we go. Okay. Here is everybody that is currently here in the Discord. We've got Carson,
Yes, sir.
my aunt Monique,
Hello.
Alex,
Sup?
and there should be some other people joining. But let me just pull up the actual stream so I can see if anything's happening. And okay. Mute that. Okay, cool. So we do have people watching. Wait, how do you see how many people are here?
We got two. It's me and Limitless. Oh, Peach Silver's in.
Great. In that case, since people are joining, I'm going to give it like 5 minutes before I start so that way we get an idea. So tell everybody that is watching who you are, where you come from, where you live, or something interesting about you, or something along those lines.
I guess I'll go first. I've known Pierce for a minute now. We met in high school. Man can rap. I love listening to him, and I went out to Arizona, so I don't get to see him as much as I wish I could, but still got to show some love.
And thank you for being here, man. It's really cool
Yeah,
because
of course.
Carson hasn't heard the song. So
First time, baby.
This is gonna be interesting because I'm really glad that he hasn't, because I've done I wonder if there's a way that I could show some images. That would be kind of cool. I've done listening parties. I've done like one-on-one listening parties, but then also I've done real life listening parties, like a group thing. I don't know if you guys saw it on the Instagram. Let's see if I can.
I was there for the last one.
You were there
Yeah,
for the last one. Alex was there.
I was there for the last one.
Let's see if I can pull up the picture on the stream.
Yeah, I couldn't exactly make it. Unfortunately, I work and live 6-7 hours away.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have asked you to come. I mean, unless you were here, or unless you happen to really want to drive that far. But
Yeah, hey, I might be in town around December-ish if anything happens around then.
There will be things. There will always be things. How do I? Oh, here we go. Window capture. Okay.
It's funny too, because do you know what my house is close to in Arizona?
What is it close to?
It's close to a mountain that's just so happens to be named Mount Lemon.
Mount Lemon. You told me that when you came last time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm even closer to it now since I moved. I'm literally like, it's a 10-minute drive away from me.
So keep introducing yourselves, guys. Monique, would you like to say something about
Sure.
yourself or about anything?
Pierce is my nephew, my only nephew. And I had a great time when he actually came out to visit a couple weeks ago. It's the first time I'd seen him in a few years. And yeah, so I live in Cleveland. I moved here 17 years ago from California. And yeah, we had a great time. I think I had a great time seeing you. I hope you had a great time when you were out here.
It was amazing.
Yeah. So next trip, I will actually come home and I will be able to see you and my brother and my sister-in-law. Probably not for Christmas, but maybe in January. I don't know. But anyway, yes, I got to hear this song while he was visiting. I loved it. And yeah, excited to hear it again today.
And it is out, so people can hear it many times.
No, I played it for everybody at work, Pierce. Everyone was like so stoked to hear the song.
Great.
Yeah.
What did they?
Yeah.
I figured I'd wait for the reaction.
I think that's great. I love reactions. What was there?
You and then when you released it, so I downloaded it and I played it at work for everyone. They're like, I can't believe this is Pierce's song. Like, we just met him. This is like so great. So
that's awesome.
Nice.
This is the
it's
photo.
Cool you're in Cleveland though. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut.
No, you're good. You're good. This is the photo of the listening party, and this is Alex here. I don't know if can you see my cursor or no?
Not right now.
Okay, he's in the foreground green jacket, and then I'm up
Oh, okay.
there wearing the same jacket I'm wearing here, and then let's see. I think I have another couple pictures that I could show. Where's the chat? Oh, here it is. Here we go. Okay, what's up? Is that Oliver? I don't know their people's usernames, but it's
I'll
great
take a
to see you
wild guess
guys.
to say yeah.
It's great to see you guys. First time chat. How do you see how many people are in it?
You should have a little button right up by there, by your timestamp below your stream. So where the timestamp is, follow button, all that. So right now that we got 10.
Oh, we have 10. Wow, great.
I mean,
you-
that's counting me too, because I'm watching, so technically 9.
Cool. Well, no, you do count. And okay, how do we get out of here? And okay, here's another photo. This was really cool. For those that don't know, this is what we call Mount Therapy. This is like where we did the listening party. Got a lot of cool people here. That was an awesome event. And that's kind of what we're doing today. We're doing a bit of a listening party. How do I get rid of this? Okay, great. And then I think let's start. Oh, yes, I see it now. 10. Great. Welcome, everybody. My name is Pierce Marengo. You guys all probably know me, but in case there's anybody that's watching this afterwards or in case anybody stumbles on it, I make beats and I like to resonate with them. Hope you can resonate with me tonight. We're here together to listen to a new single that I'm very, very excited to show everybody. For those that are listening for the first time, I'd love to know what you feel. For those that are listening again, I'd love to know what you feel. And we didn't introduce Alex. Alex, did you want to add anything about yourself?
Nah, I just want to add that like I met you via a Halloween party from a mutual friend of ours,
Yes.
and that was a beautiful chance meeting.
It was.
I would say.
It was great. That was like literally this Halloween. It was a few weeks ago. We were at. It was wonderful. People are still saying hello. This is great. All right, so I just want you all to know I care about you. And that goes for everyone that's in the Discord. That goes to everyone that's watching on the Twitch stream. And that goes to everyone that's watching this wherever it may be published in the future. And let's listen. I'm going to play it now. So if you want to hear it, for those that are in the Discord, just go to the Twitch and make sure it's not muted. All right. I'm going to...
Yes, sir. I'm going to deafen so we don't get repeat audio so I can hear it in its entirety.
I'm going to do the same thing. I will be back to the people that are in Discord. Okay.
Roger that.
I know it's hard. Catching the train and I'm passing the ring and I'm blasting the machines with my Wi-Fi. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. I'm about to laugh in the dark and I'm passing the crowd with a flying high. Time moving fast when I'm passing the glass and I'm walking every time in this white light. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. wish you the best.
I wish you the best in your test and your reach, and you will do your best. At the end it will breach, and the breath that you take, and the breath that you take, every time that you say, you will know it's okay. There's a moment in the story where there's more to me to say, but the rest is all done, and you found it this way. You must follow the run, follow the mistakes. Time isn't as lofty as the barbaric ways. Must have been a reason why the things that we say, or the things that we do, get in each other's way. And each is their own meaning is true, but the meaning that you have nothing else to do. There is a lot of the best, and the lots of your time, and the things that you do, and the things that you rhyme, and the faults that you take, and the shine at your feet, and the patience you speak, but the rest ain't all mine. And I take you for granted, I'll tell you again, I'll let you be stamped in the brand of my friends. And the ground I tested it, and I bet that you would pass it, and I bet that you would task it. Allow me wreak havoc, and the painful, and the pity, and the painful, and the many, and the might, on the nifty, and the shield, and of the plenty, and the spading, and the splitting, and the days that were living, and the time we were missing, and the time that I'm spending. I wish you the best in your life, the best of your living, but pace of your grace, and too much in my bidding. It tastes that you can't come back, but take the Britain. The best times when you're lost and never winning, and the hard times are trying. There's too much to be said, but not much to be done when it's all over bread and laughter as one. And the laughter will speak, and the time here is done, and the past is all clean, and found your way away. There is now one day I think about the place where I know I lay. The time is understand, the prime is well afoot. I care about all the plans unhooked. I wish for thee to please the way that you must play. I want you to just know that at the end of the day, you're here for the people, the last who you knew, the ones that you lost, the ones that you drew your inspiration from lost that they be. I listen to you, you listen to me. We think of and we try to think, and we try to think, yeah, but we don't pretend, we limit our speed. There was nothing you said that I wish that you didn't. The falls that you took were the best that you lived in. No thoughts, yeah, the thoughts, end of the day, and the thoughts, yeah, the thoughts, yeah, thoughts are quite vivid. Quite vivid. All the plans are all aligned. Your mind is the limit. Your mind is the limit. And you're the limit. And you're the limit. Your mind is the limit. Your mind is the limit. And you're the limit. The thoughts are quite. The thoughts are quite. The thoughts. The thoughts are quite vivid. The thoughts are quite vivid. And plans are aligned. The thoughts are quite vivid, the thoughts are quite vivid. Plans are aligned, mine is the limit. Mine is the limit. Mine is the limit. And your limit is your
Good man. Oh my, that was solid. That was good, man. The your vocal control was really good. I like you changing volume a lot, and you changed tempo and the beat changed. Oh,
I didn't catch it. Because like when the three times that I listened to it, one was at the listening party, two was on the ride home, third was just it actually happened to play on my shuffle, and I thought that this time I noticed that like your beginning audio had that like bouncing sound effect where it went from ear to ear, and I thought that was like funky because I brought my ADHD into focus, and I was just like, whoa. I don't know if that was intentional, but that's what ended up happening in my audio. So it just like brought me into the song, and then it just like didn't catch that, and like it just gave my brain like that like fuzzy feeling.
especially with
It's hard to explain.
with the quieter audio in those parts when that happens, it's like whispers in your ear almost. Is kind of how it felt.
Yeah, yeah. I felt like it itched the brain a little, but in
Yeah,
like a good way.
good way. Yeah, scratched the itch of the brain a little, I guess.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
We got there. Yeah.
Different stuff before. I really love this. Love it.
Aw, fourth chakra. Let's go. That's love and emotion. I just checked. I thought it was, but I had to double check. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, and then I could be wrong in that, but on a quick search, and that makes sense to me. Man, that is well done. Man, that's probably one of my favorites that you've put out. hmm Yeah.
No, I said definitely. I totally agreed with what you said.
Yeah. I just want to add that it's just really cool seeing this because I've obviously been listening to you for a little bit now as we've been friends. It's to me this is like the song itself I really like, but it's not just about the song. It shows a lot of growth in you as an artist. I feel like there's a lot more refinement and fine tuning that I think where like there were some rougher edges before, it feels like they're smoothing out, if that makes sense.
Oh,
You know,
you have an amazing way of talking about music.
thank you. I I'm a bit of a hip hop fan, you could say. That's a good question. Honestly, I would say it is. It's one of those things for me. I include a lot of things within hip hop because I think of it more as a general style and really just one true genre. Because I mean, it's you have everything in hip hop. You have everything from like stuff like UK grime all the way to where I would even consider a lot of R&B to still be hip hop, in my opinion. Um, so the way I view hip hop, I would still consider it hip hop. Yeah, but God, it's good. That's what it is. I'll tell you that much. I'll have a couple, but I want to see. I want to let Twitch chat and everybody else first get a chance to talk because I've got a few.
Okay, what was the original idea behind you writing this song?
I was just gonna say, if that's the case, I have a follow-up question that might be easier for you. That's on the same vein and kind of hits the same idea, I think. Because just knowing you, because we've been around each other for a minute, I know you will often write your music. It's either to convey a specific story, which it doesn't seem like to be in this case, as far as like like something like Postman, um, or it's to try and draw out specific emotions. So I'm thinking this falls in the latter, and I'm curious what you were expecting that kind of emotional journey to be like while writing and recording it. Obviously, people are going to have their different experiences with it because it's an art form, it's meant to be interpreted. But I want to know what you were expecting people to take from it.
I want to take 1 second to apologize to the stream. It appears my mic was muted for
Oh,
the portion after the song to now. So I'm just going to quickly recap a couple of things. I had said thank you to everyone for listening, and I was talking about if anybody has any questions in the in the Twitch or in the Discord, and that's kind of what we've been going through. And then the next thing I was going to do was go into the project file. I think it might be kind of fun to look at it and maybe see what do you think it looks like and what does it actually look like. And I'd be interested to see how those compare. Also, Ananda by Design said I felt that. Thank you very much. And resonated with my fourth chakra, which we've learned is, you said it was love?
Love and emotion was what I saw, but I'm open to being corrected because I very well could be wrong.
Great. And also, the whispers remind me of Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. There are things you can only hear if you're listening with earphones. Yes. Thank you for that.
It's high praise.
Yeah. No, that's great. And I have something to say about that, but I'll come back to it. So I'm sorry. Could you repeat in a gist the question? I remember the idea, but I want to make sure I understand it fully.
Yeah, so like I said, knowing you, and you're either usually in your music either trying to convey a specific story, which I don't think
Yes.
is the case in this instance, or you're trying to invoke certain emotions most of the time.
Absolutely.
And while, music is meant to be interpreted by different people and people will have different responses, I'm curious what you as the artist were looking to invoke in the listener, because it feels like, at least from listening to it, it feels like there's a certain almost emotional journey going through the song,
There is.
and it shifts a little bit. And I'm curious what you were expecting that to be, and how you envisioned it kind of flowing through, if that makes sense.
So, Monique had also asked, basically, you said something along the lines of, what is it about, right?
Well, no, I was more curious. Yes, okay, what is it about? But what is it what was the initial thought or idea that made you create a song like this?
Okay.
Because
So-
it is different than, say, California
Yes.
car tape.
Yes.
Uh,
It is.
Definitely.
There wasn't an idea. So I'm trying to answer both questions. I'm trying to figure out how I can explain it. You're absolutely right that it is not at all like California car tapes. Both of you said that. It's very
Yeah.
true. California car tapes is my album that I released a few years ago, and it talks about a big struggle that I had in my life. I don't think that Lesson, which is the name of the single, I don't think that Lesson talks about anything necessarily specific to my life. That's kind of the beginning of what it is, but that's just a small piece. I felt Lesson kind of come out of me. Like, it wasn't like I'm going to sit down and write a story, or I'm not going to, I didn't have an intention. I didn't set out to tell a story, to prove anything. I didn't set out to have somebody feel an emotion.
Okay.
I just allowed it to happen. So, like, a lot of times I feel like when I'm making music, I have just a flow and it goes, and I just follow that. And with Lesson, it feels like it was a connection between me and something. It could be me and the soul. It could be me and who knows, right? But it was a connection, and through that connection, I felt that I wanted to convey it. But then, when I had originally made the song, I started different. I started with my intention. I wanted it to feel like what I'm used to, and then I saw that it just kept going outside of what I wanted it to be. And then when I wrote the lyrics, it happened in, like, I want to say 10 minutes. I mean, the whole song, like 6 minutes, the whole thing, I just like all the way down. It just sort of flowed out, and I don't know what I was trying to say, but once I finished that, I immediately looped the beat, and then I just recorded it in that moment, and it just came out, and I felt it, and then I fixed some things afterwards in my mind, like, oh, this could be this way, this could be that way, but every time I listen to it, I get something from it too. Like, that's not something that I feel with with my music usually. It feels like most of the time when I'm writing a song, it's like, okay, here's what I want to express, or here's the feeling I'm feeling. I want you to feel it. But this
Yeah.
one, it feels like every time I listen to it, I'm feeling something for the first time. I'm learning something for the first time. Or there's a couple of lyrics in there like, um, there was nothing you said that I wish that you didn't. The falls that you took were the best that you've lived in. And every time I hear that, I'm just like, I get chills or something because I'm just thinking to myself, like, there's something deeper. Like, and I know that this isn't an answer that you would have expected. It's hard to explain, but it just comes sometimes. And I didn't stop it. I just let it. And I loved it. And I feel like I feel like that's the best way that I can interpret it.
Yeah, I mean that's great, and I think that explains why it's so different. Sorry, Monique, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just think that explains why it's so different from anything you've done before, is because you allowed yourself to go outside of your comfort zone and just kind of let the creative process go and see what happened. And I think you're a complicated person, like all of us are, with a lot of emotions. And I think that lets you, when you allow yourself to fully tap into that instead of trying to guide it in a certain direction, you get a song like this that has a complicated level of emotions that it invokes because that's how you were feeling when you were going through it.
And who knows?
I
Who,
love the
you know?
fact that it's the poetry that came first.
Yes.
So it was something that you opened up your emotions to. So the poetry came first, and then after that, the beats came, and the
Well,
beats matched poetry so well,
I don't
and
I
just
don't
it
know
turned
I don't know if it
beautiful.
actually came first. I don't know. I think I might have made the beat and then wrote the poetry either without listening to the beat or while listening. I can't really remember because it was like 2 years ago when I wrote this, but it feels like I think what happened was I started making the lyrics and then I made the beat. The section of the beat that the lyrics would go onto. I think.
Hmm.
I really wish I knew because it was it was a long time ago, but um, I think that what I'm trying to say is it's not, I don't know for sure what came first, but I know that after making the lyrics, I think that changed the beat. I think.
Hmm.
Or after making that portion of the beat, the lyrics came. I can't remember which one happened. I just know one of those things happened. Like, but it was, I'm pretty sure that I wrote it all in one day, if I had to try and remember. I think so. I think it was either a reaction or a. So I didn't mean to cut you off, but sorry about that. But like, I just wanted to like explain that because I know I don't have like enough knowledge of what actually happened to explain it. I just know that it happened. It was a weird moment. It was really weird. But yes, please, sorry, continue.
No, I mean your creative process is beautiful. So it doesn't matter whether you came up with the words first and the beat second. It's just the fact that everything came together so beautifully, and you made the song that is different than what you've done before, and yet it is, you can see, how you started, and at this point in your growth in your musical talent, how that's changed. And yeah, I don't know, I look forward to what you come up with next after this, which is different from before. So what's next?
Thank you.
That's the question everybody really wants to know.
Well,
You're creative, and it's, I am so proud to have you as my nephew and part of my family, because my dad was like that. Your dad is like a very creative musician, and it's just so beautiful to hear what you're coming up with and your growth. So
thank
yeah.
you. That's very nice. It's true. I'm just so glad that you're here, both of you, and well, everyone here, and the fact that we're able to feel it and resonate with it. Like that's the one thing I always say when I start a show is, oh, I hope you can resonate with me tonight. But you know, I feel like this song really has helped with that, and I don't know. I just feel different whenever I hear it. It there's something.
I think out of all of the songs that you've done before, I think this one could resonate with most people. You know, the California Car Tapes was a very personal um, description of what you had gone through and, you know, what was going on in your life. And I think this song in particular, I think as a listener, you can say, I totally get this. You know, this is like, this resonates with me. It's not like I'm listening to your story and I resonate with what you're going through and, you know, your history and everything else. Like this one is, no, I get this one. This one's me.
Do you feel that way?
Yeah, I think so. Because much as I love California Car Tapes, that was all about you and your history, you know, and things that you were going through in your life. This song, I think, is more like, you know, I can resonate with that a little more than say any of your earlier stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think it's also the fact that because California Car Tapes is so deeply personal, it's so specific. And this song, like you said, there isn't a specific message. And there's also a lot of different layers to it, which means that at any given part in the track, odds are somebody's going to resonate with that section,
Yes.
at least, if not the
Yes.
whole song.
Definitely.
Because I write a lot like how California Car Tapes is, which is why I don't put my music out, is because mine's a lot. I write selfishly. You know, I write for myself to get my own things out of my head and the own stuff I've been in through, just to put that out on a page and kind of leave it there. But I know it's you, where I rap selfishly, you rap selflessly, I think is the difference.
That's beautiful.
But I also wanted to highlight that you are extremely talented, and I love what I hear from you. And
Thank you.
I hope one day you will release it, because I think that I don't know if I agree that you're rapping selfishly. I don't know, because I think that just anybody that has been through anything like you, or maybe somebody will hear it and they haven't even been through something like you, but they hear it in a way that makes them think of something they've been through. And I fully feel that your music, just like everyone's true story, like can really be connecting to people too. So I just want to throw that out there. You should definitely release it because it's really good. But I thank you for your kind words.
Definitely. Maybe one of these days, we'll see. I still need to figure out how to get a beat together.
Well, you have my number, and you can at any time, and we can
That's
work
true.
together, because I've been doing these studio sessions now like once a week, and it's really cool, and we'll make it work, just anytime.
Definitely. Of course.
So
Here's a question, Pierre.
yes,
Is the next one coming out?
is there what?
When is the next one coming out? You got
Ah.
something in the works?
Yeah, you can't drop something this good and then just leave people waiting for a year.
I have an album that I've been working on for 6 years, I think, and that one, I actually wrote most of the songs before this one. So Lesson I wrote 2 years ago, right? So in 2021, I wrote Lesson, and I finished Lesson, and then I just released it because I was like, oh, I really want to put this one out. Like, it just felt right. It felt it should be on its own. And I think it speaks well on its own. It doesn't need an album. But the album that I wrote, I actually wrote that before Lesson. So it's different. It's not like an album of Lesson. It's like where Lesson is an album by itself. The album that comes next will give a similar feeling of Lesson, perhaps, if you listen
With
to the whole
different
album.
parts hitting different aspects of it.
If
Is
you
that what you're getting at?
If you listen to the whole album, just like I feel like if you listen to any whole album, it's different than if you listen to only the first 5 songs. And there is a film as well that should accompany the album, and it's going to be hopefully a glimpse into another part of my life that I feel like other people will really resonate with, but different. Very different.
Okay. I have another question for you. And this is not about this song. This is about California Car Tapes. Is that the type of album that you should listen to in order
Yes,
to get the complete story.
absolutely. It is in
Okay.
chronological order.
Okay.
So
Because that's to it, but I was just wondering if the way that you recorded it and put it together, if that was something that we as a listener were supposed to listen to from beginning to end to get your story.
music is flexible. You can listen to the album however you want, but if you want to understand me and what I want you to understand, I
Hmm.
would recommend listening to it as if it was a vinyl.
And I love that because that's my history of music. So yes,
Because
that
vinyls
is
actually,
yeah.
to make it more on brand, it should be listened to like a tape. Um,
A card tape,
yeah,
you could say.
yes.
Yeah. A California card tape.
I see what you're
I
getting at.
like to tell people listen to it by yourself in complete quiet, somewhere that you feel safe, and front to back, and then figure out how you feel about it, because I feel like that, and the same thing with the second album when that comes out. Listen to it front to back, but I would say listen to it in blacklight. But that's different. That's another story. That's the second album.
Yeah, Pierce, speaking of when that comes out, I can't help but notice you dodged that part of Monique's original question. When is that coming out? Do you have at least a rough timeline, or are we just going to be
As
sitting
soon as
here?
possible. As soon as I feel like it's ready, because I just
Oh,
have
again with the vague.
I
I feel like, I mean, he can't. It's not done yet. It's done when it's done.
it's
But
No, no.
like I want to say that it's almost done, the album, but I also have to
mhm.
film the film, and that is just getting started. So
So we're thinking 2, 3 months.
I have no idea.
Oh man,
Played me
I'm
a
trying.
song when you were here. You played me this one, but didn't you play a second song?
I did, yes, and I'm still
Okay.
deciding if I'm gonna put that one out as a single or if that's gonna be in an album. But um, I do like that one, and I think that
Okay.
I've been leaning towards maybe a single
I
again.
no, it's gonna be a while before the album comes out. That should be
Stock.
definitely
Yep,
second
I
single.
agree.
Okay, I'll keep it in
Yeah,
mind.
I agree. Release that single
I,
like 2, 3 weeks before the album drops.
And I
That way
thought,
people are clued in.
yeah, I think that's good. And again, like the singles, like I love singles because they don't have to be a single from the album. Like it doesn't have to be single and then the album's here and then the single fits itself in the album somehow. Like I like this idea of a single being a piece of work that doesn't need other things to make it a full body of work.
Yeah, I agree.
Because
yeah. On top of that, it is something that you can release to give you time to finish the album. But the that second song that you played for us was really good and was worthy of a release. So I'm going to say, just my opinion is that if it's going to be a while before the album comes out, yeah, I think that song should be a secondary release.
thank you. Thank you for what you said about it. I appreciate it. Like I do think it's
I
good.
can
Well,
tell
no,
we've put Pierce on the spot. He's regretting letting us ask questions
No,
already, man.
not at all.
He's like, man, what have I done?
It 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 makes me happy that you guys want to hear more. That's really like that. I'm just happy about it. I want it to be out just as much as you, like really, like I really do,
Yeah,
and it will be. It will be soon. It's coming. Trust
sit on it till it's ready, man.
it when it's
That's what
ready.
I could say. Don't
But
get me wrong. As much as I want to hear it sooner rather than later, I'd rather hear it in its complete entirety than hear it when you're just rushing. And I know you won't anyway.
I
But
don't rush.
just to be
Never.
clear, I
Yeah.
exactly.
Like this song lesson, I made it 2 years ago. I finished it, and then I just didn't do anything with it. You know what I mean? It's just like sometimes it just has to be the right moment. And I feel like it really is, and I just I feel like would I be able to do this 2 years ago? I don't know. I feel good about where it is, and I feel like this was the time, and I'm so glad that you guys were able to hear it. And so, how are you feeling now? Like what has changed over the? How do you feel?
It's a good question. I mean, I'm just enjoying the conversation as well as the song. I feel like it's kind of like what I said before. I don't know if I said this while we were muted or not. Um, but I love this song partially for the song itself, but I also love it because I can hear the progression in it. It shows a lot of growth in you as both a person and an artist, and I'm makes me even more excited for whatever's coming next. I genuinely think that in the past few years, I've seen a lot increase in your skills from your delivery, your beats, your mixes, to your stage performance, which I had the opportunity to see not too long ago.
Hey.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I've never gotten to see that except for on video. I've never seen it live. So
Oh, trust me, don't get me wrong. It's great listening to his songs on Spotify. It's 10 times better live.
Wow, thank you.
yeah, and I've seen videos, but videos is different from when you're
Yeah.
actually like on the floor watching stuff.
And that
So
was a
yeah, some
great day. Like,
It
born live.
was.
oh my
Although that one
gosh.
comedian guy kept roasting us for looking young, I'm not gonna lie. I had a 5.5 hour drive back to Arizona. That whole time I was just writing this.
There was a wonderful day. Honestly, it was the first time that he had seen me live, and we went to this place called the Hood Bar and Pizza in Palm Desert, and it was amazing. Like, I couldn't have asked for more, like, a better opportunity. Like, everybody there was just, it was a good show. Like, it felt good. It was just an
Yeah,
open mic, but it felt like a show to me. Like, I was just like, wow.
yeah. I mean, the best part about it to me was you could tell nobody that didn't know you already had any. But when they saw a white guy with blonde hair walk up to the mic, and then you say 2 bars, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh no, we've made a mistake. This guy's actually fire. By the end of it, everybody was just standing, just going crazy. It was a great time.
So good.
Oh, awesome. I really wish I could actually see you perform live. I know you talked about doing it when you were out here and it never worked out, but someday, somehow, I'm going to see you perform live.
Yeah, who
Yes,
knows? If you end up doing a show out in Cleveland, let me know because I travel to Cleveland on occasion.
I would love to.
Uh, I want to go home, so I haven't been home in like years. So if you're doing something and I can swing it, I'll be out there in California. So
That's home. That's home. Thank
As
you,
on.
Daniel, for joining, man. I just noticed earlier, but I didn't get a chance to say hello. I don't know if you wanted to join video or audio, but feel free at any time if you'd like to. Um, thank you for coming. And Alex, I don't know if you're still there.
I am.
How are you feeling?
I'm just kind of okay. So I finally got the thoughts together, but
Great.
Yeah, here
like,
I'm gonna go quiet so I don't talk over anybody anymore.
but like, something that changed is that like when I first told you how I felt about the song at the listening party, I was like talking about like how I was experiencing like the moment, and then when well, it turns out that moment ended up becoming ingrained in my head because the minute like we played this song like earlier, it was like I was just taken back to like looking over on Mount Therapy, just like looking down and just kind of like looking at everyone, just kind of like that memory became vivid again.
Wow. That's awesome.
And like so now that song kind of has like a moment in my brain that it now occupies, and now like I just think about that.
That's awesome, man. I want to.
Whereas like whereas before like I experienced the moment, now it has become a moment. And it's weird,
a moment
but I like it.
that you relive,
Yeah,
like with the sound, like associate. That's really cool, man. And don't
Yeah,
worry,
you're sorry. I
don't
did it again.
worry, Carson. You were absolutely fine. You're not talking over anybody. I'm so glad you're here. Don't feel that way.
Thanks. I can't help it. Me and my big mouth. I just wanted to say I think the way I'd view that is first you experienced the moment, and then the moment became the experience.
yeah,
Wow.
that's perfect.
Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. I'm trying to. I want to find a picture of a place that we call Mount Therapy, which is a wonderful hiking spot that a lot of wonderful experiences have come from. And I'm going to see if I can quickly just pull up an image to show what kind of we were feeling looking out into the city. You already saw the top rock, as I call it, the rock that we were sitting on. Let's see, where is Mount Therapy? While I'm looking, what do you guys think the project file, the music file, what do you think it looks like? What do you imagine?
It's a good question. I feel like I could be completely wrong, but I feel like there's like it layers in complexity. Like there's parts of it that have a few more like there's parts of it that have a lot of different sounds in them that I feel like are very interesting, and then there's parts of it where you just get quiet and it's just mainly your voice with a few other little things. Um, I'm honestly not entirely sure, and I'm very curious to see it.
I know I've never I always watch like Jacob Collier doing a breakdown. I don't know if you guys
Mhm.
ever heard any of his stuff, but it's amazing. You could go check it out. Moon River, that new live album is amazing. The first song is inspirational. Like, but there is he does these breakdowns where he will go through and break down the song. I don't know if that's something I want to do yet. I haven't thought about it, but I definitely want to at least show the project and just say, "Hey, look, like here, this is what it is." And
Mhm.
I'm curious to see if you're imagining it the way that it is. How
I
do
am
I?
too.
Okay,
All
we.
right, so I the
I don't mean to interrupt, but I do have to go.
No
It was
worries.
a pleasure talking to you guys.
Thank
It
you
was
for
a pleasure
coming.
to like listen and like have not only like relive an experience, but like have a new experience
Absolutely.
Heck
kind of
yeah, man.
thing. And like it was beautiful.
It,
It was a
it
pleasure to meet everyone and a pleasure
Likewise.
to be here. Of
it's a pleasure to have you. Thank you for coming and thank you for staying.
course.
Have a great one.
Of course. You too.
I'll see you soon. Great. And Monique, you were going to say something?
Oh no, okay, so the photo that you used for this song was it looked like it was shot out in the desert.
Right.
Beautiful photo, by the way. It was just like an amazing photo. So so now I've lost what the question was and why I even brought that up. I'm so sorry.
No, it's
So
cool.
okay. All right. So you chose that photo. Beautiful photo from your friend. And
Yes.
it really I thought it was great with the song. So um but it was like out in the desert. It looked like, a beautiful evening in the desert, and then your poetry and your beats and everything that went along with that. Like, was that something that when you saw that photo, did you just go, that's perfect for what I am saying right now?
I didn't see it. I sort of thought of it. Like as I was um, thinking of how I might make it a visual. This is, by the way, this is the view here that I was talking about earlier that I was trying to find. This is
Yep.
perhaps how he felt, which is really great. And I'd love for you all to be able to come see it sometime. I really think it would be great.
I
Um,
have a rough idea where that might be at.
yes, is great.
It's been a minute since I've been out to the desert, but I recognize that view.
Awesome. And yeah, so I just I knew that I wanted the visual to be in the same way that the music was, and sort of everything that I've been doing with the release of it, with the promotion of it, with this, I've been sort of opening myself up to the same sort of feelings and openness that I had when I was making the song. but for everything else. So if I look at, let's see here. Do I have a, oh, here, I can do it like this.
We're very well thought out and planned.
Where is
Hey. Exceptions for any question that comes up.
True.
How do I duplicate this thing? This is my first stream. Okay. Great. Here we go. This is the cover. Yes, I guess I'll put it here for now, just for a second. So this is the cover. It is an overlay of expression artwork. So you can see up here, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but at the middle section where my head is and then higher, you can really see the sort of scribbles of art. And then everything that you see, I believe, is like, if it's visible, in other words, then it is where the pen was, in other words. So it's kind of a filter. So it's like there's an image of the city and me looking out into the city. Amazing image by my friend Michael. Super amazing image. I love that image. And then I overlaid the artwork on it that I drew while. What'd you say?
Oh no, please tell him I think it's amazing. That's just, he's an amazing artist. I love it.
Yes. So the photo from him was amazing. And then when I drew the thing, I filtered it through. So it's like, basically think of like a peephole in a door, but the peephole is everything that I sketched.
Yeah.
That's basically what's happening.
It seems to me like you had whatever the black or whatever that back layer is, and essentially had it on a higher layer and then erased, and that's what comes through, is like the image is on a layer behind it. Is
Yes,
that how
but
I'm
I don't think
understanding
it's erased. It's like
I mean, like erase the black lines, so, or like the black to make the places clear so you see through to the layer behind it.
something like that. I can't remember what the filter's called, but there's a filter that does it, and it's one of those like, various different blend modes that are in most editing software things for photos. But you got the right idea.
Yeah.
Anata by Design says, very creative and very energetic. It was like taking a journey through sound. I felt the song vibrating in my chest, pounding through it. Wow. Are you listening with like a sound system or something? Or was it?
I think that's just the impact of the words, man, and the beat.
Because I mean, like,
That's music.
I'm curious because if you're hearing it through headphones and you feel pounding in your or vibrating in your chest, that's awesome. Like you're really tuned into it. Pounding through at times and barely just a tickle at other times. Wow. I enjoyed the way you expressed yourself through this song. Looking forward to hearing more. Oh, it's Joanna. Oh, hi, Joanna. How are you doing? Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for coming. And said, nice photo. Thank you very much. And thank you to Mike for taking the photo as well. Amazing. That's who it is. See, that's the thing about Discord and Twitch is I don't know who anybody is. I can tell I see their face or they tell me, but wow, that was really cool. Well, I think we're just about wrapping up, but before I do, let me pull up the project because I said I was going to do that. So let's pull it up.
Can't let you off the hook that easy, man.
Okay, here it comes. It's going to be a second while I figure out how to share it. It's a large file. It's taking a while.
Oh, that's fair.
Okay. And I want to... How can I do this? Oh, yes.
You'll have to send me your Spotify because I missed it.
Oh, no worries. Actually, I'm gonna play it again at the end of the stream, which is coming up in a couple minutes. So feel free to stay and listen again. But this time, I'm gonna open it up so that we can commentate over it and sort of talk if anyone feels like they want to. And
All right,
thank you for
sounds
joining.
great. Yeah, no problem.
How are you feeling, by the way?
Feeling pretty good.
Great.
Yeah. How are you doing, by the way?
I'm doing great. I'm glad that
That's
you're
good.
here.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Of course. Okay, window capture. Unsaved
The
changes.
suspense
I know
is
it's like
metaphorically
it's
killing me.
so wow. Okay. Just the amount of time it takes to find something is so funny to me. How should I do this? I guess I want to.
You're already sharing Discord, so I'd say if you share screen Discord, open your own stream, right? Should overlay onto both.
I got it, but I'm just trying to figure out if I want to put. I'll put this behind me, and then I think that'll be all right.
Woo! Yep, that's kind of what I was thinking. Actually, I can see it on Twitch.
Great. Okay. So,
Oh.
lesson. This is lesson. This is what it looks like. You're absolutely right. There are moments. It's the way it's organized is kind of weird because I organize based off of like when I did it. So, and then I'll put like things that are very similar. I'll put them together like this. You'll see all are together. This is all together. So I try and make it as much as I can like that. But there is there are moments, I don't know how to show it. There are moments where like right here where there's only 3 things happening.
Yep, and then it builds
where it's just the very quiet vocal and a kick and the piano, and then it goes from that to like however many things this is in the drop. It has the intro. It's funny because the intro, it's different than the drop, right? This, I don't know, can you see my cursor or no?
No.
This is very different feeling in my eyes as this. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to show it and see how it defied. What do you guys think? Is this what you were imagining, or did it feel like there would be less things going on? Because I know that there's a lot going on here, but it's really not that much. But it's like, like this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's kind of what I was expecting, just hearing the sounds in certain parts. While it's not a lot in the sense of like there's not a bunch of crazy different sounds overwhelming. I can hear bits and pieces that are different enough from each other that they probably have their own little section,
Yes.
So I kind of that's kind of why I was saying I expected it to have parts like this so that get more complicated and dense in terms of how many different things are going on, and then when you go to the vocals where you're just kind of talking to us, it would be a lot more simpler and toned down, which I really like because those are the parts where it's like, it's parts that are about the feeling, and the whole thing is about the feeling, but I mean like just overarching feeling, and then parts of it that are like, this is the part you should pay attention to, which you did a good job emphasizing by keeping your volume control a little solid and staying lower in your volume, which forces you to listen.
Yes. And I would recommend in the quietest area that you can, because like in order to really, it's very, very quiet at times.
Yeah.
And here's just a couple of the sounds just for fun. Here's one, the main theme chord.
Every time that
And then here's this part.
I'm not hearing it.
Oh, you can't hear it?
Nah.
Are you watching the Twitch?
Oh, I have the Twitch muted because it's delayed. Let me.
Okay. It
Go again.
should be coming through on the Twitch. Sorry. And then there's this one. This is the main theme, basically. And this is the one that Alex, I think, was talking about, where it's panning. I love this sound. And here's some other things, like I know people like this kind of stuff, so I thought maybe I'll do it. You know, just to show it. It's not really a full breakdown. I'm not explaining it. I'm not saying how I did it, but
I like showing all the work that went into it though.
sure.
Yeah.
So that's basically that, and then you bring in the this and that.
I'll let you get stamped in the brand of my friends and the crown I tested it. And I bet that you would pass it. And I bet that you would task it.
And just for fun, let's go back here because
It's hard.
so this is just a beat and chords and bass. That's it. So that versus this, which is not very bass heavy. It doesn't. I don't believe it has as heavy of a bass. Yeah, it's more
It's
of like
not.
Yeah, it doesn't hit like an 808 as much. It's more of just like a bass line. And then this part.
Hey, Pierre,
Yes.
I gotta jump off. One of my employees is calling me right now, so I'm thinking
worries.
it's probably important. All right. I so enjoyed tonight. I was really happy to be a part of this. Love you, and I gotta jump off.
I love you too. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here, part of it, and the great questions. And I hope you have a great night. And
Happy
hi.
lives,
Alright.
Monique.
say hi to whoever is
Yeah,
there.
it's so great meeting you. All right. I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Bye.
All right. Bye.
And then last thing I'll show on here is just I think is a really cool part is it adds the bass line from earlier into it, which isn't present at all in this whole section. So I think that's sort of like, here's this right here, which is very simple, and then this is very complicated, but then putting them together. And that's kind of how I that's like the equivalent of me writing lyrics. That is like what I did, right? You know what I mean? It's like everything else kind of flowed, but the one thing that I did was I wanted to make it simple, complex, and then together.
By the way, Joanna's got to hop off too.
Great. That means that she's gonna have a wonderful night.
Sure hope so.
Thank you. Oh, nice bass line. I have to go too. Thank you again. See you again soon. I would love to check out California Card Tapes sometime. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. I'm going to wrap it up here. Let's do one more listen. And
That's it.
I think that's everything. Yes. Okay. How do I get this thing off of here? Great. Okay. For some reason, I can see you on my Discord, but okay, now you're there. Okay, I don't know why. Oh, it's because it was hidden or something? Oh, bummer. Well, anyway. I'm going to play it one more time. I need...
Hit me, baby, one more time.
And I'm very curious to see what Daniel thinks.
By the way, for anybody listening on Twitch, we're also listening on Twitch, so if our reactions are a little bit delayed, that's why.
Yeah, sorry. I'm learning this technology still, and I have only one way to move audio from one thing to another. So we're just kind of winging it. All right. Here we go. I'm going to go. This time I'm not going to go into the listening screen. I'm just going to play it so we can see everybody. I like your username, Carson.
Thank you. It's very old.
This is fantastic. Just thinking about I'm just thinking about the fact that we're broadcasting this to 8 people at the same time, and talking to each other.
Technology's great.
That's crazy.
I know it's hard. Catching a train and I'm passing a ring and I'm blasting machines with my Wi-Fi. I know it's hard.
I don't know if maybe I shouldn't sing along. I don't know if it's gonna you know what I mean?
It does a little, but it's not good.
Time moving fast when I pass in the class and I'm falling every time in this white light. I know it's hard. I know it's hard.
I love that piano and the bass kicking. Yeah.
Thank you.
You did a great job layering this to where it calms down and builds properly.
Thank you.
I wish you the best in your test and your reach, and you will do your best. At the end it will breach, and the breath that you take, and the breath that you take, every time that you say, you will know it's okay. There's a moment of the story where there's more to me to say, but the rest is all done, and you found it this way. You must follow the run, follow the mistakes. Time isn't as lofty as the barbaric ways. Must have been a reason why the things that we say, or the things that we do, get in each other's way. And each is their own meaning is true, but the meaning that you have nothing else to do. There is a lot of the best, and the lots of your time, and the things that you do, and the things that you rhyme, and the faults that you take, and the shine at your feet, and the patience you speak, but the rest ain't all mine. And I take you for granted, I'll tell you again, I'll let you be stamped in the brand of my friends, and the ground I tested it, and I bet that you would pass it, and I bet that you would task it, allowing me can have it, and the painful, and the pity, and the maimful, and the many, and the might, on the nifty, and the shield, and of the plenty, and the spading, and the splitting, and the days that were living, and the times we were missing, and the time that I'm spending. I wish you the best in your life, the best of your living, but pace of your grace, and too much in my bidding. It takes that you can't come back, it'll take the Britain, and best times when you're lost and never winning, and the hard times I'll try, and there's too much to be said, but not much to be done when it's all over bread and laughter as one, and the laughter will speak, and the time here is done, and the past is all clean, and found your way away. There is now one day I think about the place where I know I lay. The time is understand, the prime is well afoot. I care about all the plans unhooked. I wish for thee to please the way that you must play. I want you to just know that at the end of the day, you're here for the people, the last who you knew, the ones that you lost, the ones that you drew your inspiration from lost that they be. I listen to you, you listen to me. We think of and we try to think, and we try to think, yeah, but we don't pretend, we limit our speech. There was nothing you said that I wish that you didn't. The falls that you took were the best that you lived in. Dope thoughts, yeah, the thoughts, end of the day, and the thoughts, yeah, the thoughts, yeah, thoughts, quite vivid. Quite vivid. All the plans are all aligned. Your mind is the limit. Your mind is the limit. And you're the limit. And you're the limit. Your mind is the limit. Your mind is the limit. And you're the limit. The thoughts are quite. The thoughts are quite. The thoughts. The thoughts are quite vivid. The thoughts are quite vivid. And plans are aligned. The thoughts are quite vivid, the thoughts are quite vivid. Plans are aligned, mine is the limit. Mine is the limit, and your limit is your.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
It really means a lot.
Of course, man. Like I said, I genuinely think this is probably the best thing you've put out yet.
Just people listening to it, and the fact that I know that people have said that it means something to them, like that really means a lot. And I know that there's a reason for it, and it's just great. I wanted to ask Daniel if you're still here and he'd like to share. How did you feel?
Daniel, you're muted.
Oh, my bad, man. Yeah, it sounded great. Hopefully you could send me that your Spotify so I can
Absolutely.
listen to more of your music.
I think it's just Pierce Marengo on Spotify, right?
That's right. Here, let's do this. Lesson out now.
Yes, sir.
PierceMarengo.com. You can scan that QR code with your phone. You can go to the website.
I also just put the link in the chat for any viewers watching who want to listen to it right now.
If you really want to get right into it,
Yeah.
there's the Spotify. Thank you. And this is my Instagram. Also, that's where I post most of my updates. I wanted to share with you guys I guess you could call it a poem that my dental hygienist gave to me, and she gave me this, and I think it's really a beautiful thing. I want to end on it. It says, attitude. The longer I live, the more I realize the impact of attitude on life. Attitude to me is more important than facts. It's more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures, than success, than what other people think or say or do. It is more important than appearance, giftedness, or skill. It will make or break a company, a church, a home. The remarkable thing is we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we will embrace for that day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the fact that people will act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is play on the one string we have, and that is our attitude. I am convinced that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I react to it, and so it is with you. I think that's really beautiful. I don't necessarily feel that it's the only string we can play on, but I feel like I wanted to just quote its entirety because I think it's really important. And everybody that's involved with listening to this, I feel, and everyone that I get to meet has just a great attitude on life. And I'm just grateful to be alive alongside these amazing people. So thank you, everyone. And I hope that you enjoyed. I hope you know I care. I hope you know that underneath everything, it's really just for like love.
It shows, man. Trust me. I see it.
Does anybody want to add anything before I end it?
As far as the song goes, I think I've said more than my piece. been writing a whole essay up here.
Every word has been amazing and is much appreciated. Thank you all for coming, for being part. My name is Pierce Marengo. I make beats and I like to resonate with them. Thank you for resonating with me tonight.
Not defined by a flaw, baby. Lemon's the brand. Let's go.
Have a wonderful night, everyone.
Peace.